Hey guys, I'm not here because I want to be a YouTuber or I want to get rich or I want to be a star. Nothing to do with that. I've been working for God for a long, long time now. There's been, I'm not a pastor, I'm not a preacher, I'm a sinner. I'll admit that. That's not judging myself. That's just calling it what it is. Curse and swear. I get angry sometimes. I get pissed off. Like. But anyway, the thing is, what I'm trying to do is just make people desire to to go to the next place. You can't. You think people think about heaven as a boring place. Maybe people playing harps and and doing nothing. Like it's just enjoying stuff that would be totally boring to most of us. I mean, I get kind of sitting around, listening to even one kind of music. You get tired of it. It's not, you know, you need change. People need change in their life. And this life has been, a lot of pain, suffering, people dying, sickness, it's not good. And we know that this is temporary. Look around you. How many people are sick? How many people have died? Just in the last while. You must know a pile of people that have checked out. I know, 68 years old. I lost a lot of people and a lot of things, and when you're young, you get things and you think, oh, this thing's so nice. This car is so nice. Yeah, I'm in love with this car. I'm in love with this boat. It's beautiful. It'll never get bad. I'll protect it forever. It never works. It never works. It's just everything turns to junk. Everything gives you trouble, and that's what I'm saying. But this life is temporary, and it's going to end. And I think that people say, well, you know what? When you die, you're not really a good person or a believer, or you're just gonna die. You're gonna be gone. You're gonna be gone, gone, gone. Well, I don't think God breathed breath into everybody just so they could be gone. And when Jesus came back, he died. He says, "I die once for all." And it is said, "The graves will be opened." Look, little wee fly flying around here. That's a creation of God. Doesn't want me to kill it, you know. And sometimes, like people say, well, don't kill that bug, it's his life, it's his life. Don't kill the bug. Well, we're all going to die. And a bug is a bug. And a bug has a life. And he's trying to bite me right now. Um, but I think that every creature that ever lived will live again. And the ones that are good, the ones that haven't hurt anybody or done anything wrong, like if they're a good bug, if they're a good animal, if they're a good dog, if they're a good cat, I think that they'll have life again. Like there's spirit in everything, and if God created this with spirit, I think it's going to continue. You know. And I was just talking to, I was emailing Dan Weston, and he's been up there preaching for a long time. I've been trying to help his channel over the years, and like to help get more views and send it to different people, and I believe because he's pretty much declared himself as flat earther. I think once you do that on the channel, you don't get no views. I know myself since I've talked about this flat Earth, and I showed this globe here, this nice globe, and I says I believe it's like a, I don't know, does it open again? Oh, there it is. nice. Look at Blu-ray, DVDs. And I said, I believe that this is not a round ball we're living on. But, so I said it, so I believe it, and maybe I'm wrong, but all the evidence that I've ever found says, yes, it's not a round ball. The Bible says it's basically flat, like a tent, like a tent for us to dwell in, like a firmament above and water above. We see blue up there, and keeping water above and from the water below. That's what God says. And in Jesus' day, they believed the earth was flat. So didn't Jesus know? Some people say, well, they didn't have, the science back then. They couldn't, Well, Jesus wouldn't know. Jesus. I think he would know. I think if they believed it was flat and it was a round ball, I think he would have jumped on that like a, hot potato, or whatever you want to say it. Anyway, I got another little story here. Just, I believe what Jesus said. I go to prepare a place for you. In my Father's house, there's many rooms or mansions or whatever. It says that. You look it up in your Bible, and see what it says. I got a number of different Bibles here that say different things. I know that the witnesses changed their Bible in Genesis to, it doesn't make no sense. It doesn't read anywhere like it does in the King James or any other Bible. So, anyway, I'm going to play this little story. Could be fiction, could be true, and I'll just add some commentary as we go along in it. I put it into text to voice. So I'm going to play the first part of it here. Play.
The Kingdom Restored. A vision of the world to come. Let me tell you something about that kingdom. It's not dull. It's not dry. It's not floating around in white robes playing harps on clouds. That's a lie from cartoons. The kingdom of God is alive, more alive than anything you've ever touched in this world. People forget, this world wasn't just made for humans. God filled it with every kind of creature. Wings, claws, fur, feathers, even things so small we barely notice them. And none of it was made by accident. God saw it all. And what he saw, he called good. Not one bug, not one bird, not one lion cub or firefly or fish was beyond his attention. Jesus said it himself, not even a sparrow falls to the ground without your Father knowing it. Matthew 10 verse 29. And so, when this world ends and the next begins, they come back. All of them. Everything he ever breathed life into, because he doesn't waste life. He redeems it, that great city. 1,400 miles wide, and
Okay, now talking about the city that I believe is above the firmament, that Jesus went to help prepare a place for us. And the description of it, if you look at it and compare it to whatever measurements is given in there, it looks like it's like 1,400 miles wide, all directions, and up, with 12 foundations. Now, 12 foundations, that says to me 12 floors, 12 levels. And if there was 12 levels in a 1,400 mile high, 1,400 mile wide and square cube, that would be likely over 100 miles between floors, between levels. And it said there will be no sun, there will be be like a lit up by God, And I believe we'll be able to be anywhere we want. If we want tropical, or we want mountains, or we want wilderness, or we want desert, or we want snowy, or we want, whatever place we want, there will be a place in there for us, whatever we want to do, wherever we want to go. I mean, I am living in Canada, northern Canada. I'm used to climate change, natural climate change. Now, don't give me this climate change, that it's different. It's if this climate, if the weather is changing out there, I believe it's something to do with what they're doing. But the last word, God has the last word in this. Not man. Man didn't create this. You didn't create anything. You may have assembled things, put things together, and it created things in your mind, but who created your mind? Who created us? What do we just show up? Oh, we were born. Yeah, we're born. Well, we're born with a spirit. Everybody has a different demeanor, a different attitude, a different. We're all different, you know. And you don't have to do much other than sit in a crowd of people and talk for a while to know how much different everybody is. It's ridiculous. Okay, let me continue on this for a sec.
1,400 miles tall, with 12 levels, 12 foundations, and 12 gates. It's not just for humans. The peaceful creatures will walk those streets too. The animals that never hunted to kill. The bugs that never bit. The fish that never devoured. Every creature that lived as it was made to live, without corruption, will have its place inside. Imagine it, a lion lying beside a lamb, not in conflict, but in peace. A child walking through a meadow of living butterflies, unafraid. Not as a dream, as reality, but
Butterflies could be any kind of insects in there, but like if an insect isn't one that'll attack you or will not attack you, well, they could be in that good area too. But I believe that anybody that the nasty ones will be kept out of the new kingdom. And I think that kingdom and all the division is going to be done up there. We're going to be separated up there from good from bad. They say wheat from chaff. Um, the, Jesus put lots in parables in the Bible, and I think he has come back already. And before, and I think the 1,000-year reign is up. I think now we're just waiting for the very end time, and for Jesus just to be seen in the sky after the sky rolls back, and we're to be taken up, and this earth burned, that's what I get out of the whole thing. I'll continue here with this little story.
just as there's a place for the redeemed, there's also a place for what's been twisted. The creatures that harm, the insects that spread pain, the people that chose violence, perversion, hatred, or pride. They will live too. But outside are the dogs, the sorcerers, the immoral, the liars. Revelation 22 verse 15. Outside the gates, not tortured, but separated. There's no murder in the city. No deception. No predators, in flesh or in spirit. That's mercy for the innocent, and justice for the rest. It's not just about people. It's about creation. The story started in a garden, with man, woman, animals, and God. And it ends in a city, with all of that restored. Only this time, nothing will ever be allowed to ruin it again. Now let's talk about what's in that city. Every tree, every bush, every plant that grows in that city bears fruit that tastes like perfection. No bitter, no sour, no rot. Only the best. You'll bite into it and your taste buds will sing. Fruit that refreshes your whole body. Not one pesticide. Not one wormhole. Just life-giving food straight from the tree of life. 12 kinds, one for each month, each flavor like a new discovery. And for the ones who love steak, God didn't forget you. In this kingdom, the plants know how to feed you. They'll grow into textures and flavors like you've never imagined. A perfect grilled ribeye? It's there. Mouth-watering, juicy, seared just the way you like it. But no animal had to die.
Okay. Well, that's right. That's what I believe. No animal will have to die. I mean, they're making fake meat now. I mean, you know, margarines were made to taste just like butter from plants. No animals involved. Now they're talking about, their mystery meat where they're making their meat, man-made fake meat. Well, I think God could do a better job at that. If he can make plants and make animals of every sort of type here, I'm sure he could make plants. You'd have plants there that would grow, and you could cut them up, and they'd be just like, you know, best steak you ever had. Like that's what I believe. I'm gonna go on to the next part of this little story here. We can get this one to show up. Okay, I think I got it here. Okay, these could be fiction, but you know what? We should get the picture in our mind about what this is going to be like, and where we're going. And so many things have happened to me on this world that just prove that there is this is spiritual. This is you know. Anyway, I'm going to continue with this little bit of this. Let's go on with the last part of the story here, and picture it in your mind.
It's grown from plants that are even better tasting than anything from animals. And fresh baked bread still warm from the oven, with golden crust and soft inside. Butter that melts on contact, made from plants too, full of rich flavor and goodness. Cakes that energize you and make you feel good, every bite is joy, not guilt. And around you? Open tables filled with people, laughing and feasting together. No gluttony, no fasting, no diets. Just perfect food for perfectly whole people, everyone in perfect health, youthful, strong, glowing with life. Because death doesn't exist anymore. Coffee and tea the best you ever tasted, he finest you've ever smelled. Herbs that grow on the mountains, sweetened by the wind. No crash, no addiction. Just flavor, energy, and joy. You want to be in the tropics? You'll walk along endless beaches where the sun never burns you. You like forests? They stretch on without predators, filled with color, sound, and peace. Deserts that don't dehydrate. Snow that doesn't sting. Mountains you can snowboard all day without falling once, unless it's to laugh, love working with your hands. You can cook. You can build. You can craft cars or create machines that hum with power. Not to sell, not to survive, but just because you love it. No money. No bosses. No burnouts. Just purpose and joy in doing. You'll be with those you loved who trusted in the same God. Your family, your friends, all gathered from across time. You won't just have a lifetime with them. You'll have forever. And no sickness. No aging. No arguments. Only peace, laughter, and perfect understanding. That's what God is building. That's what Jesus meant when he said, I go to prepare a place for you. John 14 verse 2, a place not built with human hands, but shaped by perfect love. This is the kingdom of the redeemed, and if you think this world has good moments, just imagine what happens when every moment is good forever.
Okay, well, that's it for that. But I think that like say, no arguments. You can sit in a crowd of people, sit down even with your friends, and you don't agree on everything. You Everybody has their opinion. Everybody wants to buck each other. Well, that's the way it is. So either you just accept them and kind of let it go and ignore it and enjoy their company, or you don't have any friends. Life gets bad. Like, okay, I'm gonna cut this video here right now, and I'll catch you in the next video.